they're doing.
Yeah, and I do love some of the things that people are discovering and the things that people are, developing with some of these characters. Like, just the other day, people found out that apparently Mollo's down tilt is jump cancelable.
I mean, you would imagine that whoever made Mollo, I'm not familiar on the names at all.
Mollo was created by Geek.
You'd imagine that, like, Geek would have inputted that, like, during when Workshop was still Workshop, right?
I don't believe so, because I've talked to someone who...
Alright, so that was the previous version of Mollo. Alright, well that's pretty cool they've added it. Anyway, we can't see...
Oh yeah, we are not actually...
We can't see the game, but apparently there's a game going on, and it's being streamed. Ah, there we go, thanks Oli.
Alright, well, either way,
there we go.
Gonna be starting off.
And Justplay's got a decent % lead.
Oh, baby! Alright, so PK starting off with some interesting Mollo tech. We got the bat throwing the bomb straight through the stage here. And while there's a decent % lead on Justplay, all you need is one finisher, one flashbang, and this could immediately be a stock from Mollo here. Oh my god, and the landing back.
Running up, gonna do it.
Alright, but either way, landing that, definitely a great start to this game from PK. And Justplay just needs to figure out a way to seal out the stock. You got the down tilt back airs, you got the up capes, and on the stage, you can cover the entire platform with the up cape, but the bombs off of the up B from Mollo make it so hard to really cover that.
I mean, I'm watching this, like, Mollo just seems to be able to jump around and check
what?
And, like, yeah, being able to parry your own explosions like that, that's tough to deal with.
That's actually insane. I've never seen that before. PK literally just sitting there, waiting for the explosion, and then parrying it.
A couple times in the set, but there you go. Just being able to interrupt it. I think PK was waiting for it to get the parry, but Justplay just went, nah, sorry.
And they did change the timing on the parry, the timing on the bomb explosion a little bit. But either way, PK definitely off to a strong start. 135 on this Forsburn here.
Yeah,
and
sure.
Yeah, you just need one big hit. Yeah, and one of the biggest things is that Justplay needs to figure out a way how to deal with this Moth's disadvantage. Because PK's been doing so well from the disadvantage state, from off stage, and from center stage, that back are gonna send Justplay right into the Blesso.
And Justplay just seems like stuck in the center stage for the most part. It's kind of like, okay, nice parry there. But it just kind of seems PK picks one side of the stage, chucks a bunch of bombs, and Justplay's just, I don't know if he's like not adjusted to the timing enough, or if it's a case of discomfort. But he just has a really hard time getting in, like on things like that. But he finds a way through there. I'm going to see if he's going to be able to consistently do it, or if he's just going to keep getting bombed.
Yeah, I mean, PK continuing to try and wall out this Forsburn with the bombs, with the bats, and like everything set up here just makes it so difficult to really get in on this Mollo. And being able to hold bombs through that up B makes it pretty difficult to directly challenge the recovery as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my god!
Finds the stray bear. PK not ready, and that is game 1.
Yeah, it was looking all PK for so long, but, gonna be caught with, I believe, DI down for a bat, and the stray bear going to end up taking that for Justplay. Yeah, Justplay somehow, the one big thing there, right, is that Justplay, while having trouble getting in for the most part, is still able to rack up, a little bit of damage from the stray hits here and there.
For sure. And that kind of just seems to be enough, especially like with PK sitting at the edge of the stage. Like one stray bear, as you can tell, is like gonna do it if you're not ready.
Yeah, and when you get caught while hitting down B, that's absolutely death, right? Oh my god, PK is setting up these bombs by batting them straight through the stage, which is a relatively not that tight of a positioning, but it's a pretty fun setup here, which Justplay doesn't have an answer to just yet. And the bat sending the bombs all the way off to the side and sending Justplay off to the side as well. You know, just starting off in around the same way that we saw the last game here. The question is, can PK hold on to this lead this time around?
I mean, I think we just saw some really nice adjustments from Justplay, like in terms of his ability to get in. And we're probably going to see a different stage, different setups, different layout, and whether or not Justplay is going to be able to adjust to them.
I mean, especially on a stage like Blazing Rail, which, you know, as Mollo's home stage, you kind of expect PK to have a bit of practice on this as Mollo, but the parry coming out from Justplay is already showing that adjustment here. Not gonna get the combust, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think he tried to go for a bear and it just didn't come out in time. Because of that, he's gonna have to take another fair amount of percent by the looks of it.
Oh, and you know, Justplay coming out with explosions of his own. Oh wow, actually using the clone in order to take the flashbang here, and the back air once again. You know, straight back air always gonna be the answer, it seems.
I mean, it's quite funny as well because like Blazing Hideout or Abyss were kind of like traditionally really good Forsburn stages, right? And this is kind of like that same setup.
Yeah, I mean, Abyss has always been a good Forsburn stage once Force is in advantage, because Force, as always, you know, is a very good character in advantage, has one of the strongest advantage states in the game.
Yeah, for sure.
But in disadvantage, Force is so ridiculously easy to edgeguard on stages like this, on stages like Abyss, where there's not really too much mix-up to where you can actually place yourself.
Yeah, for sure. Especially with like these, the top plat being kind of zoomed in with it, it does make that even harder. But at the same time, Justplay's not really been get sent off stage that much.
Yeah,
fact,
I mean, it's most of
PK's sending himself off stage more than he's sending Justplay off stage.
Yeah, it's mostly this Mollo disadvantage state that Justplay is struggling with, rather than PK making use of the edge guarding and that Nair down strong going to seal out that Socke here, gonna making things evened up a bit. It's still a huge percent disadvantage for Justplay.
It's only 50%. Not that bad, as you can tell by the fact that he's actually been basically plotted back immediately.
And while I was saying a huge percent disadvantage, this is still Forsburn we're talking about. Still very good combos, very good advantage state. So much damage, but the bat going to be sending him right off stage. No air dodge, no double jump, and the F strong gonna continue this juggle here.
Yep. Oh, it does get resources back, but is that... Nah, okay, first I'm probably gonna take it just yet.
Yeah, no. If they're at frame 16, not gonna be able to do it, but that was
so clean.
Beautiful.
That was really, really good recovery. Ready for the back air or not? Just ready. Okay.
Alright, and Combust on deck here.
Is able to make it back, but this is tight. This is terrifying for everyone. And just
oh my lord.
The landing with the Armstrong. That's gonna take it.
Yeah, and just like that, you know, that not going to get punished, going to cover the end lag with the up strong, and PK putting himself on the board here. The question is, what do you ban in this position? I feel like you want to take the small stages away from Justplay, so that way you can just continue to litter the stage with bombs while staying a safe distance away. But, you know, Frozen Fortress, not a bad pick here, especially because Justplay's recovery hasn't really been what PK's been punishing.
No. So it's just kind of like sitting at the side of the stage, chucking bombs, and waiting for Justplay to get hit by a couple. And that's kind of how you're taking up percent, or like, and then a lot of the finishing is just kind of in back air or catching recovery, like catching edge guards or like landings.
And you know, Justplay with access to that high platform does have access to, you know, more ways to cover this Mollo recovery route.
Yeah, for sure. And also more ways to approach and maneuver around the bombs, which is probably the most important thing.
But yeah, and just like that, PK already at 130%. And the back air, oh, actually not going to send off too far.
Quite just yet. Give it like a couple more hits and then it's there. Ooh, that's up, not quite working out for PK.
And honestly, I think Justplay's just looking for one back air. Okay, that flashbang tech is actually so important. But the down strong going to be sending it out, and no matter what little tricks you got here, PK, it's not gonna work out. But the bat, instead of throwing out tricks, you're just gonna throw out kill moves. I guess that's the real answer here.
Yeah, I mean whatever works. You spent like, because the thing about the stun tech is that it's helpful for getting back, but it's not going to get you any kills.
Yeah, it's definitely helpful for getting back. Also, it did just get nerfed by Flashbang receiving the 5% instead of doing 0%. So you can't just sit back and do that on repeat. Oh boy, but PK already fully set up.
Yep. As Barry, he's... Yeah, it does just kind of seem to be set up a wee little shop on the side of the stage and wait for Justplay to try get in. And then do that when he does.
And, finisher, I think this is the first time we're seeing the finisher hit outright, and first time immediately nets a kill here. And 21% on the Forsburn. PK in a pretty good spot.
I mean, when you're Socke up, you're always in a good spot. But especially the way that PK's playing, I can imagine it, like, Justplay's gonna get desperate. He's gonna overextend more, and he's gonna be a little bit less focused, more kind of just falling for these bomb traps.
Yeah, I mean, one big thing to say here is that when you're playing against Mollo like this, right, you have to wonder how much mental fortitude is someone going to have to deal with this for a minimum of 5 games.
Yeah, and these are not like short games either.
Oh my lord!
Wow,
Yeah, just cherry bomb going to be dropped from the up B and immediately taking the stock here. And I don't know if you're Justplay, this is something that just wears away at your mentality, at your consciousness, and it's a question of how long can you play into this while keeping your wits about you?
Yeah. I think it's one of those things where sure you can adapt to it, but it's a weird thing where it's a lot harder to adapt to than other things.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite mentally taxing, I'd say.
Yeah. It's very slow war of attrition.
Which on one hand, I'm glad that we do get to see, but the tipper bat hit is, dear lord. Okay, tipper bat is the strongest horizontal kill move in the game, like bar none. On rock wall, if Raster is at 25% on the edge of the stage, it'll purple.
Well, that's pretty wild. Ooh,
yes.
Okay.
I also do believe that if I understand correctly, I think tipper bat actually did receive a nerf. So this is the nerfed version, and still the strongest horizontal kill move in the game. Either way, PK already off to a phenomenal start, fully lapping Justplay in percent and stocks here. But yeah, we're seeing that bat coming out time and time again. As long as you can get a setup into the flashbang, you can get a setup into that bat. And I don't know, Mollo's looking pretty fine right now.
Especially when you have Justplay who's trying to get in and around all of these bombs. It's like you just set up a bunch of bombs around you and then jump into a strong.
Yeah.
Like you move around the bombs, and then you have a bat or like that.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that we were saying earlier, right, is that a larger stage for PK to just kind of like play around and just not really have to interact with the fours might be the play, but it actually seems like the smaller stage is the answer here, where PK can just litter the entire stage of bombs.
Do you want your opponent to be claustrophobic, or do you want them to just kind of have to spend like, a long time walking around? Because that's kind of what's happening here. Is PK's making Justplay very claustrophobic in terms of with all the things going on, and it's getting quite scary.
And one thing here that we are seeing is Justplay is starting to adjust to the up Bs.
He's getting these parries.
Getting these parries. But one thing that you can do on Mollo, you don't actually have to throw the bomb directly towards the opponent. It just depends where your stick is holding at the end of the up B. So if we do see a little bit of adjustment from PK, it could be difficult for Justplay here, but Justplay off stage. The up strong not going to take it just yet. That one did get nerfed. Oh my lord! Speaking of bombs, speaking of claustrophobia,
that was a lot to take in.
Oh, and you know, PK.
Oh, okay, a little bit wonky on that up strong.
I mean, I was gonna
Just
say
might
PK.
be able to do something here, but not quite. And back to square one, kind of.
All right, I believe PK's just looking for one F strong, and there it is.
There it
He's
is.
taking this game in relatively dominating fashion. Right, you see some signs of life from Justplay towards the end there, but PK still very much in control. That tipper bat starting it off very, very rough for Justplay.
Yeah, and I don't know where you want to go here. You're just running it back.
Just running it back? You know what? I don't hate it.
I don't hate it, especially because you kind of got used to it towards the end of the game, right? Like you're playing a lot better. You seem to have it figured out. So just keep that ball rolling.
Especially because, especially if you don't get hit by a tippered bat early on, you probably don't. The game probably does not look that similar. Either way, PK once again setting up shop, setting up these bombs, and setting up for a kill. That back air not quite gonna do it just yet, but the down air, oh, just perfect from Justplay.
Not quite set up for a strong there. If it was just a couple pixels closer, you maybe could not strong enough, but not quite confident enough in it.
Yeah, you know, it was beautiful tech from Justplay coming out, and it was a beautiful string as well here. Not able to continue the up tilt, gonna stop that one in its tracks. But I will say, PK being ready to parry his own bomb is so good here.
Yeah, it helps him a lot. It really, really does.
But yeah, either way, you know, the back air forward air actually gonna be starting things off at 28% on the second stock from Justplay. And I don't know, you have to find a way how to steal out this stock somehow. And Flashbang, not quite gonna do it just yet. All right, there we are. All right, and we started off with 38%, you know, in the second stock, but
that's not that much in Forsburn.
It's not that big in terms of Forsburn.
You can claw, yeah, exactly. You've clawed that back already.
Yeah, claw it back already, and instead getting the percent lead here. But the question is, as always, how are you sealing out the stocks?
Wait until PK does enough damage himself that you can run into the damage.
It does seem to be the answer so far. But, alright. Not gonna catch the tech in place with that back air just yet here. Oh, PK's just up being straight in the middle of the stage, actually.
Yeah, Justplay's running kind of right into it, almost.
Alright, and you know, the immediate drops, immediate cherry bombs, and finisher on deck here, not going to nab it just yet.
Is back air? Yeah, the back air's gonna take it. Nope. Wait.
You know, the tried and true, the down tilt bear, nothing you needed, but what is needed here is something new from Justplay to continue this
jab interaction. But yeah, that back air is gonna take it. And we're back to even.
Oh, wow. The firecracker actually saving PK there. You know, Justplay not ready to combo off of it.
was.
I was
very
about to
interesting.
say, really cool, bat through the stage from PK, but a little bit too much end lag on the bat there, not getting the wall jump, and PK going down the classic SD.
Yeah, I think he just got a little bit too confident
Mm-hmm.
because he's been doing that a fair bit, but I guess he just didn't realize how low down he was. And we're doing this.
Oh, baby. Can
Nice punish from
Mollo
Justplay,
make it
though.
under Air Armada? Absolutely. When you got 2 jumps, when you got as many flashbangs in your deck as you please, you definitely can do that. And 45% on Justplay actually going to be the way how this one starts off.
But when you get battered like that. Okay.
Yeah, no tipper just yet, but
Nope, just when was the? Yeah, I really like how long PK was just stood there at the other side of the stage, like not moving and just banging bombs. It's quite funny.
yeah, either way, PK. Oh, just looking for a way how to combo into the finisher. 122% on Justplay here. This definitely not boding well.
No.
One big thing about this stage, right, is that Forsburn doesn't have too many ways to mix up the recovery with the exception of the up B through the stage. So PK does have a great amount of edge guarding on Force here. And, oh my lord, how are you going to land on top of Mollo when Mollo has, a very strong up strong that covers so much? Okay, I guess that's how you do it.
Yeah, that's one thing that we've seen a lot actually is that PK will chuck a lot of bombs, and Justplay will run in, and he'll get hit with a strong or a bat, like trying to figure his way in. And then when you can cover, can cover so many areas with bombs, and then just have that really strong move for when they do get in, it can be really hard to deal with because it feels like every single base is covered by something you don't want to get hit by.
Yeah, that's definitely rough, but Firecracker once again saving PK. Like Justplay's just never ready to combo off of these Firecrackers, and Mollo being hit by his own bombs in a hand is something that we haven't seen before. It's added very recently in the patch, but it's actually saving PK a lot in this set so far. All right, and at 126, that's when we start to see the finishers coming out, start to see the cherry bombs, start to see the gun, and start to see the kill right off the top. Oh, and yet another
Good catch by Justplay.
All right, great catch by Justplay, and the question is, can we see another catch? You got the Firecrackers on deck, and PK racking up the damage, just continuing in this advantage state, this slow burn.
Yeah, it's very, very, very slow. I mean, in terms of percentage gaining, I mean, because I feel like they've been on their last stocks for a while, and they're still in like the mid% ranges. It just kind of seems to be that like somebody just gets blown up around now.
Yeah, 90% for both of these characters. I feel like it is, about time. The Firecracker first hit actually going to be taking PK directly out of that end lag there. Really great way how to recover, honestly. But 111%, F tilt going to be sending Justplay off to the side there. No smoke on board. Flashbang up strong, going to be able to take another game.
Where does the game count? Oh, so this could be the last one.
Yeah, could be the last one. We see Justplay back against the wall here, going to take it to Tower of Heaven. I honestly don't hate the stage very much from Justplay. You do have those close blast zones. You do have the platforms to land onto Mollo here, but the question is, how are you going to be landing into that up tilt, into those up airs, into that up strong?
Because the main thing you're looking for is a way in. And the more platforms, the more ways in you should have. But are you gonna be able to use them?
Oh
Or are
lord.
you just gonna get firecracker twice?
Yeah, I mean, the more ways in you have, the better things are looking. But you know, when PK is taking you straight to the batting cage, how far can you really go?
Yeah, exactly. It's tough.
Oh boy, we got the spaghetti coming out, you know, both of these players. Once we do get to around these percents, that's when both of these players start looking for the kills. And the down tilt into the cherry bomb, the up throw in point blank range.
Ooh, not able to combo with firecrackers. But he might be able to find the stock here. Good time.
All right, you know, Tech's on board, and the firecracker first hit. This time, going to get punished by Justplay. A crucial bit of adjustment that we needed to see in this entire set here. And with the combust on deck, with, you know, super smoke, super clones on deck, the question is, can Justplay make this happen? Only 4% on this Mollo so far, but we've seen 4s make these back immediately. And super clone no longer on the board, but 35% difference is basically nothing for Forsburn.
Yeah, no, this is gonna get made up in like a few nairs and a dare, realistically. But maybe you can even just.
Oh.
Yep.
All right, and a taunt for good measure here. Not gonna see the taunt to get bodied just yet, but either way, Justplay on the board with, you know, a full stock up, getting the parry. Yeah. These are very important adjustments that, you know, if you're going to use them, you gotta use them when your back's against the wall like this.
And he kind of does seem to be. Although, I say that, and then he gets... But that is unfortunate. Oh, and that's another SD ending by PK. Once again, got too eager with the bat, and that's gonna cost him.
Definitely seems to be what's going on there. I can only imagine what PK really wanted there. Another blazing rail pickup from PK, and this is the game. This is the stage where we saw PK so ridiculously dominant the last time around. Right? And this is a stage that not only works really well into 4s, it is Mollo's home stage. It is definitely something that PK has been practicing on here, and I definitely don't hate this as the counter pick here. And, you know, Justplay, the biggest issue here is every single game at this point, your back is against the wall. You could potentially go down to tournament stock, and now you're always going to be on your opponent's counter picks. You have to bring it all out.
Yeah, this is a really tough spot, but like we saw Justplay, or not Justplay, we saw Pluto do it. We saw Pluto win on the counter pick, so maybe Justplay manage it too.
Yeah, definitely a possibility here. And, you know, once we got those firecrackers on deck.
Yeah, I mean, this is a very, very close game right now. So it's definitely not out of the question.
Yeah, definitely not how we saw it the first time around. You know, we do have that adjustment from Justplay here. And really Cherry Bomb's... Yeah, Cherry Bomb's not quite going to do it just yet. You know, beautiful parries coming out from Justplay. Beautiful adjustment. And... you know, PK needs to find a way how to see out the stock, but the fair into down strong going to take a first stock from Justplay's side on PK's counter pick. Oh!
Wasn't quite sure of the bomb radius, I guess.
I guess so. Either way, you know, just a little bit explosions of his own. You know, we do got those clone pops doing good work here. But once again, PK has set up shop, has set up those bombs, and is continuing to try to punish Justplay for attempting to approach.
He's doing a pretty good job at it for the most part. But yeah, okay. One thing about this stage though is, as like, if you're sitting there with the bat, like PK is sometimes, then if Justplay is on top plat, that becomes a lot easier to deal with. Like, as you can see, every time PK goes to bat, Justplay should just put himself onto this top plat because he can just drop down there. From there, he can drop down there, drop down there.
Oh,
And as long as he doesn't mess up the timing.
Yeah, and that tipper bat hit. Honestly, I was scared for Justplay for just a moment there. But either way, not gonna go down just yet. 87% though. There's a lot of percent that has been racked up on this Forsburn, despite PK being a little bit on the back foot in this entire stock. But 103, this is getting dangerously close to kill percent for Justplay.
I mean, this is kill percent for both of them, realistically. As we might know, okay, can't quite get the bear off.
Yeah, but we're starting to see a little bit more boxing options coming out from PK, and the Upstrong going to be able to take that stock, should be even up relatively soon from Justplay if Justplay can get an in. But a fully charged down strong, not going to be the answer this time around.
When PK's all the way up in the air.
All right, and the down air.
190% finally. Sorting it out. And we're back to a reasonably even game.
Yeah, and the question is, what exactly is it that PK needs in order to seal this out? But Justplay, with so much damage on the board already, looking for a combust, looking for a combo. 63% on this Mollo. This could be it.
Really good coverage though by Justplay. And such a nice bait, but is it? Okay, no, it does.
Oh, and the smoke on board, able to get right back. That was something that was dangerously close to a death, but the Upstrong able to catch, and unfortunately the cone pop not able to save Justplay in time as PK goes up 5-3. Oh. Mollo fours. That was definitely a matchup I'm not that used to seeing, because the only Mollo player I know is also one of the only fours players I regularly play with. But we did see a good amount of adjustment coming out from Justplay, and PK continuing to wall him out, just making sure that he could not play the game that he wanted.
Yeah,